Mid-State Pools and Spas knows pools, in-ground pools to above-ground pools. Mid-State Pools and Spas has over 35 years in the industry, building over 3,000 pools. We build all of our own pools, never subcontracting the work out. So if you're ready to build a pool, renovate a pool, or if you need weekly maintenance or liner replacement with a full 20-year warranty, call the professionals at Mid-State Pools and Spas. Visit our showroom today at 2273 Veterans Boulevard in Dublin and see the new line of Marquee Spas. For the ultimate in hot tub experiences, choose Marquee Spas. Also see our new selection of casual patio furniture, available now at our showroom, Mid-State Pools and Spas, where we know pools.
Hey, it's Renee with CSB for Me and You. I am here with Marnie Braswell, and she's going to talk with us today a little bit about the CNA services. That's Child and Adolescent Services for our Community Service Board. How you doing, Marnie?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Renee?
Good. I just want to ask you a little bit of questions, help everybody understand, make sure they know the processes, even know where we are, and what we are actually means. So tell me a little bit about what CNA means for Community Service Board of Middle Georgia.
Well, Child and Adolescent Services, and also to include the emerging adult population. What that means is that we have staff and we reach out to children over 16 counties, and that we help them with behavioral health needs, which includes mental health and substance abuse challenges. And that's what we want to say is challenges, because that's what it is. It's
Right.
not something to hold them back, but it gives us an opportunity to get to help them meet their goals and do great.
So when you say behavioral health, does that mean like when a kid's moody? Or does that mean like when a kid cries all the time? I mean, I guess those are examples of things that kids might be going through. We would help with behavioral health, could be like a depression kind of thing.
Yeah, when you say the word behavioral health, it encompasses so much. It could be the moody, it can be just behavioral issues, problems focusing, if a child has been abused, if a child is suicidal or homicidal, maybe a child's just having problems with adjusting to new situations. We cover all of that and more.
Yeah, like my mind naturally goes to maybe a death in the family, how to cope with stuff like that. And it does make me think about schools, so maybe that'd be a great thing for us to talk about is our child and adolescence programs are community-based. We try to reach the children in the community. It's not a doctor's office setting, right?
That's right. We don't want to be defined to a doctor's office setting. And our mission, and also we have been blessed to have a grant that helps us with being able to carry out that work, is to be able to go into each child's hometown where they feel comfortable. We go to them. They don't have to come to us, so we're not trying to put them in our box, but we're trying to be a part of their lives.
And the crazy thing about our child and adolescent program is that we are being successful with this mission in different directions, correct?
That's right.
So by saying we reach out in the community, that means we're reaching out in their homes, we're reaching out in the schools, we're reaching out by having a clubhouse, a hangout place, right? Are there any other ideas or ways, different specific directions that we are reaching out to the community?
Well, when you just mentioned that, it made me think about what our overall purpose is, and that's to wrap each child with everything we got. And we don't want to be like a Band-Aid to the situation, but we want to go in and we want to make an impact for the family overall.
Right.
So we are in the schools, we are in the communities, anywhere that the person feels comfortable meeting. In the home, that's where we go.
In the next couple episodes, we're going to talk about those different areas, those different directions that we reach people in the community. And let's talk about them a little bit. For example, the clubhouse, the SOAR Clubhouse.
Yes, the SOAR Clubhouse. I get chills when I talk about the SOAR
Yeah.
Clubhouse. I'll tell you just a tiny bit of history so that when you are given more information about that, then you can elaborate on things. But the SOAR Clubhouse, we were, again, I use the word blessed because children's services back in 2006 looked pretty grim, and we just hung in there because we knew there was a need in the community. So we were able to, the Department of Behavioral Health allowed us to have the SOAR Clubhouse. And what we do, we give children opportunities to be themselves and to different activities. They get to do things. It's not the traditional behavioral health services, but have things such as drama and dance, and I won't spoil it, but it's just fun, and it's a beautiful facility, and they have all the tools that they need at their fingertips.
And if I remember right, there's carnivals and block parties,
Yes.
so there's even stuff outside and
The
inside.
requirement is that the family has to participate.
Oh.
And they love it. We don't have to try to make them participate.
Right.
The families want to be a part of that. So they also go on these trips with us.
Yes, and we will talk more about that, but I'll just
Yes.
let you know I'm jealous because today they're going to the water park.
That's exactly right.
So that is great opportunities and for kids to deal with situations and challenges that they might be going through, but
Yes.
also to have fun and also to broaden the horizons of what's in our community, the activities that are in the community, and to build relationships with peers even.
Right. Our philosophy is pretty much hands-on. I mean, they're kids. They don't want to sit and hear someone talk about things, but
Right.
if you can put it into action and let them practice, then it makes it fun and they're able to learn better.
And when kids are going through challenges, I think it's really neat to think about we're helping them smile, we're helping them laugh
exactly
and
right.
see that life is fun, life is happy. So let's talk about the APEX program and how we address the children's needs and challenges within the school system, correct?
Well, the Georgia Apex, that's a popular subject now, especially even all the way up to the governor's office. We received funding to be able to go into schools in the service area. And as I mentioned earlier, we serve 16
different counties.
And we have, and within the 16 counties, we are in, as far as APEX services, it's close to 60 now. So
60 schools?
Yes, 60 schools.
Wow.
And what we do, our mission is to try to help kids not have to leave and miss out on important educational times. We're there in case they begin to go into crisis so we can intervene and hopefully help that child to be able to function better. As well as we offer education, trainings to the faculty, and we tell our staff to actually become a part of the school. We want to be the same face when they look at our staff that they see when they look at their teachers.
Well, our staff is building relationships with the teachers to be able to get to know them, and we don't want to spoil it, but the APEX program also helps put some of our staff within the home.
Exactly.
So they work within the home and then they blend it within the school. So I think that's really neat. So you'll have to pay attention and stay tuned so you can make sure you catch that episode about the APEX program.
If they're in school, then we will serve them.
Okay, so in school ages, you will get service for APEX. My favorite thing that I've learned about is the emerging adult program.
Emerging adults.
Now,
yes.
that is a confusing thing when it talks about age, because emerging adult means you're not really a kid, but you're not really an adult. You're kind of in that in-between. And that ages is 16 to 26?
It can be anywhere from 16 to 18 to the age 26.
Okay.
And the reason why we do that, some children, they may not be in school. And as long as they're finished with school and they're wanting to work towards their independence. And the reason why we started the Emerging Adult Program was because we were seeing where young people, after they left our child and adolescent services, they were transferring to like adult services to continue their treatment. And we were seeing young people come in crisis, or either they were going to jail, or just having difficult struggles. So we decided to make a difference with that. So we started the Emerging Adult Program, and it is not the traditional, we just don't do traditional in child, adolescent, and emerging adult, but they have like, we call it a peer drop-in center,
Right.
and it's called The Den.
The Den.
Yes. In that particular program today, they're going swimming as well. But you have a group of people,
jealous.
they get together, they share, they feel comfortable with their peers. We help them get jobs, they get in school. We have some young people in college, some young people getting their GED, getting jobs.
My
Just
favorite
all
part
kinds.
is we also help them,
Yes.
we also help them learn how to tell their story.
Yes, and that
And-
is so important because
yes.
that may make a difference in someone else's life. And one of the requirements, not only for emerging adult, but also with our clubhouse, is that we give back to the community.
Right.
Community projects, because you're, helping them learn to give back.
The LOCC food drive, where we worked at the Dublin City High School and we gave out food to the community. Emerging adults came and helped work the behind the scenes,
Right.
and that was really neat. And I think it is important for our young people to learn about giving back, volunteering,
Yes.
being active in your community. Well, we can talk forever and ever, as you can tell, because we are very passionate, but we do need to take a break. So we will be right back after these messages.
So I'm Will, and this is my wife, Babs, and I grew up in Dublin. And Babs and I met at the University of Georgia when we were in college. After dating a while, we got married, moved off to North Carolina for seminary, and then towards the end of seminary, we got a call from First Baptist, and there was opening for a youth ministry position.
We had found a house before we moved down to Dublin. The day we were supposed to move to Dublin, we found out that that house wasn't going to work out.
So we called up Susan and the team and just asked, where do we begin? Where do we start? What do we need to do to make this move forward?
They were very patient with us and trying to find, with our new salaries, a house, and working with us to get those numbers correct so that we could purchase the house that we're in now. So they helped us not only once but twice through the whole process. So
We had questions and we didn't know really who to ask, and so we really just directed all of them to Morris Bank, and we would ask Susan or we would speak with one of her teammates, and whether it was something that they were supposed to know or answer, they usually always helped or would find the answer for us. And so it really just made the process, very easy and reassured us that they knew what they were doing, even though we had no idea what we were doing, and that it was just a very smooth process. Just walking through the door the first time, just imagining that our family was going to get started there. It was just a really exciting time to think about all the possibilities because of a home, and that we could share that with friends and family.
All right, y'all, we're back, and I'm back with Marnie again, discussing our child and adolescent programs for the Community Service Board of Middle Georgia. And a big thing that has recently happened is some grants. How about it,
Yes,
Marnie?
yes.
Some grants.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we struggled for so long being able to provide the child, adolescent, and emerging adult services in our community because of funding cuts. But we made a plea to the Department of Behavioral Health, and they heard us and they kept us in mind, and we received grants to be able to focus on different areas in order to provide the services that are greatly needed in this area. And one of the grants that we just recently received is called the AIM grant, and this pretty much will make us completely community-based, so that we're out, as I mentioned, in their community. And I did not say earlier, but we serve, it goes back and forth, but more than 2,000 youth in the 16 counties that we serve. So that's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids.
And with the AIM grant, our whole mission is because when we did needs assessments in the community, some of the main things were, behavioral health always makes the top 3, transportation,
Yes.
and then poverty levels. So some of these parents, they may not even have transportation to get their child the help.
That's a great
we
point.
want to be located
Right.
there. So that's our mission, and we also do that. We want them to feel comfortable while they're getting services as well, and we utilize certified peer specialists, youth, and parents If a family member is maybe just not sure if the service is what they need, then we send in the folks who have lived experience so that they can talk to these family members, explain the services, and see if we can meet their needs.
I think that's a beautiful part of our community service board and the way and the direction that our state helps give services to those who are going through hard times, is that we find those people who've been there, who have done that.
Right.
And that way they can relate, and we can, it's a peer, that's the term of peer, but if parents who've been through hard times with their children help other parents, it's beautiful. And even down to the transportation. You said transportation.
Right.
There are things and ways that the programs that we provide, we pick them up and we take them home, correct?
Right.
What if they want to meet at McDonald's? Will you meet them at McDonald's?
We will meet with them at McDonald's. Now, we'll always keep their confidentiality first in mind.
Right.
But most of the time, our staff, we just look like we're hanging out.
Right.
So we don't make a big deal out of who we are, and we just want the person to be in the environment that they feel comfortable with.
Right. Let's talk about another direction, a huge direction that has recently been affected within our state, is the autism points.
Yeah.
Do we provide services for autism?
Well, in the past, we have not been able to focus on just with autism because our main focus was behavioral health. But we were asked to take part in a program and to become a hub or provider for children with autism services. And this is just a great resource for the families because many times parents struggle. They have to drive hours away to get their children help. And then there's waiting lists that can sometimes be 2 years wait. So we are now able to see children who are diagnosed with autism, and we're able to get them that one-on-one help that they need.
I think that is so incredible.
Yeah,
I've had friends in the past or known children growing up who were autistic, and the earlier you can get attention and services for an autistic child, the less struggle they have. They learn how to thrive in the community and their lives as best as they can, and sometimes you can't even tell that they have that title to their name and who they are.
Right.
So is that across the state, or is that just within our area? Are we the pilot? Are we just starting
We're
with
part
it?
of the pilot.
Okay.
There's several other community service boards throughout Georgia, and what they're calling us the hub.
The
so
hub.
We're located in different areas so that people have easier access and they're not driving hours to those providers who are actually participating.
Okay. What else is there going on in the CNA world that I don't know about or that we hadn't discussed today?
Well, for those folks who do feel more comfortable coming to our clinic, we do have our child and adolescent outpatient facility as well. And some people prefer to come in. They feel they have more privacy, so they come into our clinic. We offer all child and adolescent core services, which includes from seeing a doctor, nurse, we do medication management services, individual family therapy, crisis, evaluation, and also community support individual. And, we call that CSI. So families get excited at first because they're thinking CSI
investigation.
But it's community support individual.
Right.
But it's a fun service. So
right.
we offer that to the family as well.
And let's talk real quick about how much it costs for people to put their children in your programs.
Well, one thing about the grants, we had children, and just to kind of give a little bit of history, in 2006, the child and adolescents, with child and adolescent behavioral health, we became fee for service. So that limited us on how we could serve children who were not insured. But with our programs, we assist families with becoming insured, but if the child does not have insurance, we're able to see them through one of our grants.
And I think that's really important. So if you're having struggles with your child and they need some attention or they need some support or you need some support with your child, money is not an issue. The financial stress for you is not an issue. It should not be a hiccup or a hold of why you need the help or if you can get the help.
Right, and I would like to say, if a child's in crisis, we do not, that's the last thing we're thinking about, is what kind of insurance, or if they're insured or not.
Right.
We're gonna help them, and we want families to know that they can come to us at any time, because that's our job.
And I think that's really neat. I think that's a silly word to use or a young word to use, but I think it's really neat.
Well, we are talking about child and adolescent services.
It's neat. This is really neat because Dublin is blessed. Not just Dublin, all 16 counties of our service area, but with the den, the clubhouse, the different services, our area, the areas that we live, the areas that is receiving this TV show, we are blessed because we have people like Marnie who works really, really hard to make sure that the money part is something we need to address, but it's not going to hold you from getting the attention you need for you and your family and your child.
And I would like to say one more thing about part of that, when Renee says that we're blessed, our community partners within the 16 counties that we serve, if we didn't have the relationships with our community partners, such as Department of Juvenile Justice, Department of Family and Children's Services, the local school systems, the social workers and counselors there, they're awesome. The superintendents, we have backing and support in all areas. The Healthy Start, I could just name many. There's 66 plus community partners that help us be able to serve the children in our service area.
We are community-based people.
Yes, we are.
Thank you, Marnie, so much for talking to us. And is there anything else you can think of? I wanted to make sure that they get all the information and they know maybe how to get started. Maybe we could talk about that real quick. Do they just pull up where? What do they do? They got to bring their baby with them? We don't know.
Well, it's the same way as with the other services. They can come and see us, which they can call 478-275-6850 and just say, I want an intake, I want to come into services. And then we sort of take it from there. If they feel more comfortable at the school, in their community, in the home, then we try to make be accommodating for the families.
So there's going to be more emphasis on each program, and we can go into more detail about how to get started. Marnie did give you the phone number, but I want to thank you, Marnie, for coming and helping us and explaining this to us. And I want you to know that if you're struggling with your child, we want to help you. We are your community.
Please.
So thank you. Thank you for CSB for you and me. I did it.